Hello, I'm Sandra Fischel Booth, Director of Community Grants at the Winston-Salem Foundation. I'll be sharing about our civic engagement and inclusion grant opportunity and specifically our strategy focused on bridging and building social capital. This short webinar will walk you through the strategy and basic eligibility and most importantly, will help you feel prepared to submit an application that clearly reflects your work and the impact you're having in the community. My goal is to make the process as transparent and as accessible as possible, so when you apply, your application tells your story clearly and confidently. The Winston-Salem Foundation's Community Grants Framework includes a priority of civic engagement and inclusion. Our vision is that community members are connected through shared experiences and are equipped with knowledge, tools, and power to shape decisions and policies that affect their lives. We believe that a civically engaged community where residents work together towards collective action and community-led organizations are supported strengthens our democracy, builds hope, and supports solutions that address root causes. And one of the ways we pursue that is by intentionally creating opportunities to bridge divides so trust and cooperation can grow. The Foundation has 4 grant opportunities related to our civic engagement and inclusion priority area. You can apply for just one opportunity this grant cycle. I'm going to focus now on the 4th opportunity, bridging and building social capital. Before we get into details, I want to share the why behind this opportunity. When we talk about mindsets and mental models, we're talking about the stories we carry about who belongs, what's possible, and what we think is true about each other. These stories shape decisions, policy, and even how we show up in relationship with our neighbors. Arts and culture can shift mindsets because they invite people into shared experience and help us see new narratives. And beautification can do that too, when residents come together to plant, create, and care for a shared space. It becomes a shared experience that builds pride, connection, and trust across differences. That's why we're looking to support projects that use arts, culture, and/or beautification intentionally to bring people together and strengthen relationships and community. Grants are for a period of 1 year. We have approximately $175,000 available for this round, which will focus on arts and culture or beautification focused projects. Requests can be up to $25,000, and we expect to award about 7 to 12 grants. We're looking for grants located in under-resourced Forsyth County communities or that engage people in the use of public spaces. It's important that the space is accessible to the public and/or owned by a nonprofit. In your application, be really clear about where the work will happen, who will participate, and what the experience will look like. We're also looking for projects that deepen understanding of our shared history and build social capital through shared experiences. We want to see an intentional effort to bridge across differences like age, race, religion, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation, and/or to amplify narratives of communities that are often misrepresented or stereotyped. And your project should align with arts and culture and/or beautification. Grant funds can be used for program costs or capacity building needs that support the project. We approach this work with a focus on racial equity, and we want our grant making to support the aspirations of residents, their families, and their communities. In general, we prioritize work that centers people most impacted, addresses root causes, and supports systems-level change, serves historically marginalized communities, and builds on community strengths. We also value collaboration and a commitment to learning and improvement. Because resources are limited, these principles help guide our decisions. We welcome applications from nonprofit organizations, including grassroots and community-based groups, especially nonprofits whose work reflects our funding principles, including a focus on racial equity and centering people in communities most impacted. And if your organization doesn't have IRS tax-exempt status, you can still apply using a fiscal sponsor. We'll ask about your mission, your activities and accomplishments, and we will be asking for financial documents. You can take a look at our FAQ for more detailed information on the financial documents that are required prior to starting the application. We'll ask you to describe what you're planning to do and specifically how your project will build social capital and build trust among the people who participate. We'll also ask how you plan to bridge differences and what you hope will be different because of this work, both for participants and for the broader community. Strong applications are specific about the experience you're creating and who it's for and what you'll learn along the way. Grants are awarded for a one-year period. Reporting is built into check-ins with foundation staff and focuses on shared learning, participant feedback, and key insights during the grant period. Applications are due by 5 p.m. Monday, June 1st, 2026, and must be submitted through the Winston-Salem Foundation Grants Portal. We expect to notify organizations of funding decisions by mid-September. If you have questions as you're working on your application, start with the FAQ and feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Thank you for your interest in partnering with the Winston-Salem Foundation.